Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Shooting the with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today's topic comes from our Discord. One of the viewers over there, they want to know what is the gun or firearm or weapon that we would recommend to people for self-defense if they live in an apartment. You know, you're sharing walls with people. That might change somewhat some people recommend. So that's our topic today. I can't wait to hear from people. I'm going to get us started, as always, by saying, I don't really know, but it ain't going to be too powerful. I always say just get you a good 9mm handgun. I mean, if you don't got property you're going to go out and defend, you know, like maybe from bars, then you don't need like shotguns or anything like that. And plus, that'd be really hard to maneuver around in a house. I say just get you a good carry gun. Whatever you would carry, use that for self-defense in your apartment. Unless, of course, you're carrying around a 45-70 lever action gun or something because you're crazy. But not that means you're necessarily crazy, but it might be an indicator. I'm not going to say take the gun away from you. I support your right to be a little bit cuckoo, as long as you're not hurting nobody. But as I was saying, just whatever you carry. Probably be great for your self-defense in your apartment. Let's see if other people got more specific ideas or they disagree with me or whatever. Let's go over here and look. First off, we got Sean Bain, who said a handgun in a major caliber with jalok points, hollow points. I think that's what he meant to say. He got one finger off on his typing there. Yeah, that works. I'm fine with that. Like I said, probably whatever you carry is good for that. George Powell said a shockwave with double-aught buckshot. I mean, it's not going to be bad. Shockwaves, they're small. They're easier to maneuver. So, yeah, it's not a bad idea, but I'd just go with a handgun. But I'm, like I said, not going to discredit that. And he gave me a thumbs up. Not very many people gave thumbs up tonight. I was surprised. I don't think a lot of you like me. I'm milking it tonight. Edgar Cortez says a good 40 cal handgun, something like what you would carry, you know, Beretta or something like that. That would be great for defending an apartment. I agree 100%. And I agree with the shotgun too. It wouldn't be my first choice, but my first choice ain't always the right choice. Trust me. I made a lot of bad choices in my life. That's why I got to build up good karma now. I got involved in a lot of stuff I should never got involved with. I was a bad boy. Bad boy. I think a 686 or even a model 637 should do the trick in an apartment setting, especially apartment setting. Especially with 2 spare speed loaders, you'll be fine. I doubt you'll even need those, but yeah, a revolver would be fine. I don't see a problem with it. Maybe even shoot 38s inside. I don't know. You're not going to be far from them. That was Officer Tater Hater that said that. Then we got Tim Allen, not the Tim Allen, just a Tim Allen, as far as I know, anyway. Apartments are perfect for 9. You don't have to worry about walls unless they miss completely. And that's the biggest thing. You have to worry about missing completely. People who worry about over penetration, I'm like, you're worried about the wrong thing. Because a chance of a bullet over penetrating a body and still being dangerous on the other side, even if there is someone there, that's so rare. Missing is pretty much a given in most situations. So worry more about missing. If you can't carry it because you're afraid it'll overpenetrate, well, then you can't carry it because you're afraid if you miss, it'll hurt somebody. Because that's far more likely. Johnny Mandrick said coach gun with birdshot. Oh, I don't know if I agree with that. Well, birdshot up close will take you out. It'll murderize someone. Not just tenderize, it'll murderize them. Myrtleize? I don't know. But yeah, but I worry about the someone saying that you weren't trying to kill them, you were just wanting to maim them. About what I'd worry about with that. Heavy J, so many to choose. 38 Super is probably the worst. I agree, probably the worst. That's the last one I'd go with. I would say a howitzer before I would say 38 Super. I would say a pointy stick before I would say 38 Super. I would go either way to the extreme before I said 38 Super. Because we all know 38 Super is the devil's caliber. Porthos says model 629 or 29. Also, what is your favorite 40 Smith & Wesson carry? Probably Beretta 96 or my Sig Sauer. Mr. Furley chimed in and said Glock 17 or Glock 45 with frangible ammo. Well, that's the first person to mention frangible ammo. It's one of those things I've never really weighed in on frangible ammo all that much. I've never had a really big opinion on it. I don't know if that I'm a fan of it, but in some case, like those Liberty ammo rounds, the ones that pedal out and break apart, and then they got the little piece at the end that keeps. I mean, things like that. I don't know. People ask me, what's the effectiveness of these? I'm like, I don't know. I've never been shot with one or shot anybody with one. Tim Allen once again said, my answer to pretty much all of the questions just mentioned is yes. I don't know what questions we just talked about. Oh, I think it might have been when we were talking about people who have autism. You shouldn't. Those people shouldn't have guns, them autistic people. That's what a lot of people nowadays sound like in the Second Amendment community. Pisses me off. It makes me sad more than it makes me angry. It makes me angry too, but I mainly get angry because I get sad. I get angry, then I get really sad, and then being sad makes me even more angry, and that makes me even sadder, and then I get really angry. And then I go eat some watermelon and I feel a little better. State Hats says Gary's cousin Sammy the Sig P320 on the nightstand with laser attachment for the dark. That would work for home defense. Definitely would. I'd be careful not to shoot yourself, and I hope you don't have any kids around. But I'd be careful about the shooting yourself. Barkeeper, I think that's what he means. With 22 caliber. Colibri. That was Jacob Neath. He's saying get you 22. Get you 22. Portos says, I feel like 45 jacketed hollow point would have less wall penetration than 9mm. There could be an argument made for that. Maybe a good idea. Also, apparently YouTube doesn't like the word penetrate. I don't like that word either. It makes me feel icky. Seems oddly sexual. So I don't know if I like it either. And we got one more person weighing in, and it is Ghost Shadow. And Ghost Shadow is saying, in Alaska, my ADC was a 450 Win Mag, most definitely over-penetrated person, 260 grain at 1,500 feet per second. Well, that didn't really answer the question, but it does address something we said, but it didn't really answer the question. But that does do it for us tonight. How about you out there in YouTube land? What would you suggest to someone who lives in an apartment as their home defense weapon? So let us know in the comment section below. And if you want to weigh in on one of these topics, come to our live chats. We do them every day at 6 p.m. So come on in, join in the fun, I guess we call it. Also, if you want to help support the channel, remember, there's a couple things you can do. One, make sure you click that subscribe button down there. Join the channel. And click on that little bell and select all for notifications. And make sure you got notifications turned on your channel. We are a restricted channel, so it's very hard to get notified about anything we do. So you got to do everything you can. Also, if you want to support the channel financially, support the programs we run like Pets and Vets, Handguns for Heroes, TYMP Triple P, Friend Program, Voices Program, feel free to go over to my website, tympistolproject.com. Sign up to be a patron or subscribe star member. $2 a month may not mean anything to you, but if a bunch of you do it, that might mean a set leg on an animal with a broken leg. It might mean a parvo treatment. It might mean, a kitten gets the medical care they need. So go on over. Don't think that anything you do is too little, because when a lot of people do a little, that adds up to a lot. So go on over and help what you can. I will appreciate it very much, believe me. So please do so. Otherwise, I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, and you can also buy merch over there, by the way, too, if you want to get something like in this country, we used to shoot Nazis. How do I get that to stop showing? Come on. Stop showing that. There we go. In this country, we used to shoot Nazis. If you want something like that, or one of the dozens and dozens of other designs, go on over there to tympistolproject.com. It's linked in the upper corner. Buy some merch. It does help support the programs. So thanks everybody for coming. Thanks everything you did. I appreciate it. I will see you all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.